South Carolina. A perfect 17-0 on the season there in the white jerseys, the gray jerseys for the visiting Missouri Tigers. And the tip is controlled by the Gamecocks, coming off that win on the road against Kentucky. And Boston already getting a lot of attention. Victaria Saxton along the baseline. That 15-foot jumper falls. With the visiting Tigers, 14-4 on the season. Their starting five includes a couple of Haleys, Troop and Frank, along with Jayla Kelly, Lauren Hansen, and Mama Dembele, who has the ball in her hands, running the point for Mizzou. Haley Troop looking to knock down the triple and does so. Troop coming off a 6-point performance. They'll need some more of that from her. Zia Cook, who has been pacing the way for this South Carolina team. For all the attention that you mentioned Aaliyah Boston gets, Zia Cook is helping to lead the scoring party with 15 a game for South Kakalaki.
And you can tell even right now, all of the Missouri players inside the paint. But those shots, the mid-range shot from Victaria Saxton, the mid-range shot from Zia Cook, the ability to have confidence and step into those shots and knock them down is huge when defenses are packing it in the paint.
Cook registers her first 2 points of the ball game, a 1-point lead for South Carolina early on. Lauren Hansen, who has been very solid for Robin Pingeton's team, and back-to-back threes and possessions for Mizzou. They have the lead.
And back-to-back threes off of screening action. The first three for Troop was an off-ball screen. The second one was an on-ball screen. South Carolina defending the screens, got to be aggressive.
They want to always shadow Aaliyah Boston, but they left her open there just past the free throw line, and she knocks it down, rims it around, even at 6. Missouri trying to bounce back after back-to-back losses in SEC play, the last one coming against LSU. Dawn Staley in her 15th season as the head coach of this South Carolina program, the reigning national champions from a season ago. We've talked so much throughout the year about how dominant they've been. You see the 2 wins, fewer than 10 points, and everything outside of that, they have been pouring on points.
It's been remarkable the way South Carolina has been able to win games, and it takes a full 40 minutes. That's what teams don't understand. You hang in for 1 quarter, 2 quarters, 3 quarters. You have to play all 4 quarters.
Well, at the end there, just splitting through and getting the pass to Jayla Kelly, and they were trying to make them work the full 30 seconds on that shot clock, but it was Missouri who netted a basket. Boston face up to Kelly, and just bounces off the front iron and over the top.
Dawn Staley talked to us about her team has to be ready to defend for a full 30 seconds. Missouri, very methodical on the offensive end. Very disciplined for Missouri on the defensive end as well. You see how they are committed to packing in the paint.
Traveling violation.
With the ability to draw 2 defenders and then create.
Dembele, who's working on Kiera Fletcher, pulls it back out. And Haley Troop looking for somewhere to go. Jayla Kelly with a spin move and a traveling violation called against the junior. Kelly, who started the first 8 games of the season, slowed by some injuries, missed a few, but worked her way back into the lineup. Fletcher, the new face for the starting 5 for South Carolina, grad transfer coming over from Georgia Tech, swings it over across court to Zia Cook. The good 3-point look, but second chance opportunity and one for Aaliyah Boston.
The relentlessness that with she works. She spins to try and get a lob pass and is in perfect position on Jayla Kelly. Lead it right to the basket. Zia Cook takes the shot instead, and Aaliyah Boston's able to put it right up and in.
Well, that's the part that's made South Carolina so effective on the offensive end, their ability to get O boards and be able to get those second chance opportunities. A 9-8 advantage early on. Good crowd inside Colonial Life Arena on this Sunday afternoon. Haley Troop coming off the screen and knocks it down, and that's what she does. She can knock down that triple, and they want to get her going. She only had 3 points, just a season low on Thursday.
Yeah, Haley Frank is a player that has worked on creating her own shot. She has put the time in, but it is a lot harder in the SEC. Missouri wants to set her up to knock down those step-in three-point shots. She also talked about Zaya's commitment to the defensive side. And as you watch her right now, chasing Lauren Hansen around the screens, their ball screens, their off-ball screens. It takes a lot of energy to do that, and a commitment level that, okay, it's not only my offense, but it's...
Well, Missouri knows that Lauren Hansen is a trusty three-point shooter.
And give Missouri credit on the offensive end. They have been so committed to ball screens, off-ball screens, that motion offense. It's continuous, takes a lot of energy. Coach Robin Pinston talked about how Sophie Cunningham was so great in the motion offense because she communicated and she talked and she was constantly moving. That's what the Missouri offense is built on.
Indeed, and that's how you're successful, when you trust the movement within the offense. Also, in that upset last year, they only had single-digit turnovers, so taking care of the basketball is also key for them. Going a little back and forth. Bree Hall didn't want it. Finally takes the shot. The offensive board from Kira Fletcher, resetting here with 20 seconds on the shot clock, and Fletcher coming back to get it. Something that she can do a little bit more of is be more assertive on offense.
Dawn Staley, when talking about Kira Fletcher, said, "We handpicked you. We want you to be great, aggressive, look to score."
How many chances did South Carolina get before that one finally was put back in by Aaliyah Boston? A number of good looks, 4 times to try and in.
The relentless effort that Aaliyah Boston works with. If you're not going to get a paint touch on the pass, that's fine, because she's going to get a paint touch on the offensive rebound. Think about how frustrating it has to be for defenses. You're committed to clogging the paint. You're selling out. You're really wanting South Carolina to shoot jump shots. And then Aaliyah Boston comes in for a second chance point. It's deflating for defenses when you give all that effort and she's still able to get an and-one finish.
One of the best rebounding teams in the country. They average 17 offensive boards per game. The defense of South Carolina on display there. Just shadowing all the way was Bree Hall, hands held high. Bree Beal coming back the other way, and Raven Johnson, fresh off of a season-ending injury a year ago, and into the lineup, and a very promising player in this program. The triple goes down.
Give credit to Bree Hall for the on-the-ball defense on that last possession, and then Raven Johnson, when she comes into the game, she comes in with firepower, comes in with speed, comes in with a ton of energy.
Final minute of the opening quarter. Into Cardoso. Good feed. Great position. Cardoso just standing tall and falling hard to the floor after trying to rally that rebound. Cardoso shooting 2. Number 11 NC State and 22nd ranked North Carolina.
There's a target on your back. NC State feels it. South Carolina feels it with every game they play.
Crowd thought there was a travel. Again, the great defense going all the way down and trying to run through the screen, and Bree Hall falls to the floor, and she's fouled by Micah Linthicum. Coming up to try to get it. Johnson and the Gamecocks with 5 seconds to go in the quarter. Letitia Amie here pulling up along that baseline. Can't get it to go. Heaves it up. Caitlin Gilbert. It'll count if it goes. And off the mark. But wow, what an entertaining first quarter from Columbia. The top-ranked South Carolina Gamecocks up by 2. Couple of whistles blown. I love the gear that Dawn Staley continuously rocks. Fashion forward for sure. Giving a shout out to the Gamecock legend, Asia Wilson.
You talk about a team that takes after their head coach, right? The poise, the confidence, everything that they run, being able to trust it. That comes from their head coach. We're seeing 2 incredibly great head coaches right now in terms of longevity and building culture at their universities.
And that's the key word, culture. When you talk to coaches about what it takes to build a program, Dawn Staley knows that it's the culture of the type of players that you want to come in. They're going to work hard. They're going to be selfless. They're going to give it their all, and it's stolen away after that make from Letitia Ami here. Raven Johnson coming up with it and sprinting the floor is Zaya Cook. Oh my, what an effort. That's the culture that has been developing since her freshman season here. And she fits right in, Zaya Cook.
Well, you said it. You teed it up. The culture. Raven Johnson ends up getting the steal off of the out of bounds. That's what South Carolina basketball is at its best. Defensive energy, elite athleticism, and finding each other for easy buckets.
That one pops in and out, but no worry because Victoria Saxton is there and so is Cardoso. Both shots won't fall. A jump ball and possession arrow goes to Mizzou. Able to get it in. Lithcomb back to Dembele. Dembele driving baseline, kicks it over to Troop. Troop on the take. And she's fouled and will go to the charity stripe.
She's not looking to be aggressive. She's not looking to attack. Haley Troop can score the basketball.
You go back to a couple of games back, had a season high, a career high against Arkansas of this front court for South Carolina. Quite formidable. Again, another second chance opportunity.
And it's so much fun where our game is across the nation, right? You see Stanford's size, and they've got size and the ability to knock to her repertoire as well.
Troop working on Boston. Over to Sarah Rose Smith again. That suffocating defense of South Carolina. Nowhere to go. Tough shot there, contested all the way. Tried to save it, and Gamecocks get it back.
The defensive ability. Why is she the #1 draft pick, in my opinion? It's offense, it's defense, it's mobility. The way that she plays the game, extremely elite, and that is elite as well.
Zaya Cook knocking down the three-pointer. We talked about how she has been scoring the basketball.
They just had such a hard time winning games, now starting SEC play undefeated. It's been fun to watch.
Madison Scott's been balling for them. Think about
Angel Baker.
Yeah, Angel Baker as well. And then Tennessee, how about the addition of Rakia Jackson and what she's helped to add and complement to Jordan Horston?
She's been great. Rakia Jackson coming off of the bench, been huge for Tennessee. And that's something that's very underappreciated, the bench play. That's why when we talk about South Carolina, Camila Cardoso coming off the bench.
Well, the bench has been absolutely great. Of course, Henny was a part of that. The depth has been expanded, and to your point, Drea, it's quickly helped to bring along these younger players, right? And it's been beneficial in terms of minutes. Lauren Hansen, who has 9 points for Missouri, knocked down a couple of three-pointers. Haley Frank trying to knock down her second with the shot clock winding down and does so. So Robin Pinston did have an argument there, but it goes with South Carolina. 7-point advantage, trying to extend it out to 10, and Zaya Cook, oh so smooth, baby, oh so smooth and silky.
Career highs in field goal percentage, career high in assist to turnover ratio, career high in confidence, career high in decision making is what we're seeing from Zaya Cook.
The take back the other way from Caitlin Gilbert and one.
To attack the basket, use her length, use her athleticism, and finish at the rim.
For Caitlin Gilbert having to juggle motherhood duties as well as being a student athlete as well.
But that EJ has been in the staff meetings. It's all hands on deck. Caitlin's mom moved to Columbia to help take care of EJ. And she is living out her college dreams. Coach Pinston said she is a phenomenal mother and brings a lot of maturity to the table for this team.
And a fantastic teammate, and just her abilities alone helping to elevate everyone around her. You said she can be an X factor, and there is a good example.
Absolutely. Athleticism, basketball IQ, that's a great cut and a great feed, which is what Missouri's offense is built off of. Timing, playing together, staying connected, and reading the defense.
Johnson heaves it up from three, top of the key, and it falls. So South Carolina 4 of 9 from downtown, and Raven Johnson getting her first points of the ball game.
And it is not easy to keep your dribble alive. You pull it back, you retreat dribble, you pass it. It's exhausting to continue to attack the basket, to continue to look to score. That's why I didn't do it. See, it was just too exhausting.
Right.
I'm going to get
so
my
you
energy
just focused on one end of the floor.
energy on the defensive end.
Defense is what matters,
I'm not
right?
doing all that offense. It's too much.
So you would have fit right into Dawn Staley's attacking culture.
Exactly.
Aaliyah Boston.
Quick turn before the defense can get there, before the double team and triple team can come. Quick turn and finish. It was great by Aaliyah.
That cut by Kelly, and that one was blocked by Cordozo. Back the other way in transition, and Zia Cook can't finish it off. That's okay. Cleanup duty. There's Aaliyah Boston.
Is to have Aaliyah Boston on both ends of the floor with her productivity, efficiency, and impact.
She gets a well-deserved breather as her team out to their largest lead of the game and into the hands of Bree Beal. Beal 2-on-3 action going right at Haley Troop and in. The fearless attack of Bree Beal on both ends of the floor. Yeah, her scoring's gone up by a little bit, but this is where she flourishes on the defensive end.
Well, it's huge. She wears out opponents' best players. She wears out opponents' best scorers. For me, Bree Beal, absolutely. Look just you're a Bucks fan or a Tom Brady fan?
I'm a Bucks fan.
So Tom Brady leaves, you're still pulling for the Bucks.
Some long, painstaking years. We were there with Vinny Testaverde and company, and then Tony Dungy came along and helped out the cause. A little sensitive, a little bit. Okay,
I'm starting to sweat.
23 wins in a row for South Carolina. They have dominated in all the areas that they've done all season long.
18 points in the paint, 12 assists. They've just been connected on both ends.
In all areas where they're either 1, 2, or 3 in the country.
Women's basketball right now across the nation. So much fun, so exciting.
It's in a beautiful place right now, and so is South Carolina with the lead, trying to put up a little bit more before they go into the locker room, and Camila Cardozo delivers. South Carolina with a 12-0 run over the last. Trying to set the screen for Zia Cook. Cook stepping through and finishing off so beautifully. Yes, ma'am. Mama Dembele held scoreless in that opening first half. Stolen away by one of the captains, Victoria Saxton, trying to take it coast to coast, fouled on the way up. The senior out of Rome, Georgia, who has been the ultimate team player for this group.
Low risk, high reward. That's what Dawn Staley talks about with Bree Beal. And you talked, Tiffany, about Missouri going cold in that second quarter. That's the tough thing about South Carolina. If they go cold shooting, it doesn't necessarily matter because of the offensive rebounds. Coach Pinchton said this Missouri team is very introverted. It's not natural for them to speak up, and she's challenged them to do that.
Fletcher thought about it and stand. Cook, pull up crossover. No good, and there's Aaliyah Boston again.
There are post players that get that offensive rebound around that hash mark, maybe freeze.
Stellar player on the interior, also an outstanding rebounder and grittiness and the blue-collar type plays and team that Robin Pinchton is proud of. Blocked by Aaliyah Boston.
We talk about the confidence of Lauren Hansen to go, and Aaliyah Boston ends up getting her with the body, and that is a tough shot to take. All ball at the top. Body down low. That was me. You wouldn't see me go back to that.
And that's what we learned about Lauren Hansen last year, right? Not shying away from the moment for that historic win for Mizzou a season ago. And when we asked Robin Pinchton, well, tell us a little bit about Lauren Hansen. Oh, yeah, she's confident. Oh, she's never going to shy away from the moment.
There's a fearlessness that they play with, and Alexa has had an incredible pro career overseas.
Aaliyah Boston adding to her point total, and she's just one rebound shy of another double-double. Sarah Rose Smith over to Haley Troop, and Troop is blocked by Aaliyah Boston, and Boston coming back the other way. The defense of South Carolina so stout inside. Nice pass from Beal to Boston.
Defense to offense. Even that last defensive possession, you saw South Carolina denying the wings. Look at Victoria Saxton here, denying Caitlin Gilbert.
Tough shot there for Sarah Rose Smith, but it rolls around for the Aussie. Back over to Cook. And Cook is fouled.
The impact that Aaliyah Boston is having on her university. Watch Aaliyah Boston and think it might be easy. Watch Angel Reese and think it's easy. It's hard. It takes a lot of work. Okay, that team is going to play the defense we're watching against us. It doesn't happen.
Right.
Teams scheme defensively for South Carolina specifically.
So you never know what you're going to get.
Coach Pynchon speaks very highly of Avery Kroenke.
Both here at Mizzou and now in the WNBA with the Phoenix Mercury.
And there's still so much you have to learn as a freshman coming into the SEC.
Nice find to Sarah Rose Smith. Can't finish around the rim, but remember for this Missouri.
You talk about the influx of players. As Camila Cardoso just absolutely creates her own space. Look at the wide base that she seals with, and Sarah Rose Smith gets underneath. She's at Baylor. LaDasia Williams, who played in this matchup in the upset, had a huge game. She's at LSU now, so a couple of key pieces that Missouri doesn't have.
Ashton Judd, a Show Me State over to Sarah Rose Smith. Wow, what a tough pass inside to Cardoso. Cardoso is probably one of the few people that could actually catch that one.
The crowd gives Zia Cook a big round of applause as she goes to the bench. Zia Cook's defensive energy on Lauren Hansen. High level tonight.
Lining it up and knocking it down. The 2022 McDonald's All-American and South Carolina Gatorade Player of the Year, and Ashlyn Watkins. Foul whistled against South Carolina.
Give Sarah Rose Smith credit. She's been attacking the basket. Had a nice attack on Aaliyah Boston. Down by 32 points, but what energy are you bringing? What are you playing with? Put good things on tape. Play hard. Create those habits today that'll carry you through SEC play.
Watkins trying to figure out what to do and bailed out with a whistle. Ashlyn Watkins going to the free throw line. What did you say earlier in this ball game, Drea? Coach Staley feels like she can do more. She can give more. Troop working on Fletcher. Bounce pass over to Hansen, and Hansen.
Haley Troop, Lauren Hansen play so well off of each other, and that's what Coach Pynchon wants. That's what the Missouri offense is built off of. Yeah, it's a foul on Lauren Hansen.
Because everyone is bodying up, bringing their best shot.
Physical game, but that's why it's so important for Dawn Staley. It's truly special.
He was a drum major for justice, and you think about the voices of today who continue to fight. As Mama Dembele with the bucket. Dawn Staley, one of those speaking out on social justice issues, trying to fight for equality in pay between men and women within the sport. It's one of the things that you have to go back and try to retool. Dembele with a clear path.
That's one thing when you talk about shooting the basketball. So big for this Missouri team, being able to knock down threes, knock down jump shots, and work their offense. For South Carolina, if they have a cold shooting night, there are days where it doesn't matter. Most of the time, all season, this season, we've seen it does not matter because they score points in other ways.
6 seconds to go on the shot clock, and Haley Frank The recruiting for Dawn Staley has been superb. Her and her staff have gone out and brought in number 1 and number 2 classes. That number 1 class of Boston and Cook and Amie here and company. And there's Watkins. You just want to win at the end of the day. Doesn't mean you're going to get all the playing time in the world. For the last 7 Final Fours, winning the national championship in 2017 and again last year. Dembele, pass out of bounds. What she's done for the Tar Heels this season, averaging better than 17 points a game.
I like Tasia Kelly's game a lot. Her ability to get to the rim, attack the basket, play strong and finish, and lead that Tar Heel team.
Second chance opportunities, the theme throughout this game.
Young stars for South Carolina.
Back the other way. LA, Letitia Amie here. Finds Bree Hall. Corner pocket 3. Just short. Ashlyn Watkins, who has 11 points on the day. And then did I see another team on there that looked familiar?
You did. Tennessee.
Tennessee.
But give Tennessee credit for being able to figure out she's a player that Coach Pynchon is very excited about, because I really want to see it. What a fun matchup. When we saw a glimpse of it, Angel Reese was at Maryland last season. They faced South Carolina. Would love to see it again. At Maryland, Angel Reese at LSU, Aaliyah Boston at South Carolina. We showed some of those superstars.
No.
I'm just trying to be a good teammate.
Yeah, you are.
That go into having success on the court, whether it's Missouri executing on the offensive end with their off-ball screen, South Carolina executing switches right here on the defensive end. This game is fun. This game is not easy. And it's a team game. It's so much fun.
No upsets this time around for Missouri. 371 days ago to now. And they avenged their loss from last season. 21 straight SEC.